you have any unique or specific issues that you see come up? Maybe speak to the issues that you see most often, and then maybe kind of expand into kind of some unique situations or unique things that you found while inspecting a home.
Sure, that conversation could be a separate one all on its own, but the most common things we find are age-related. You know, a lot of the houses that we look at in this area, especially this part of Connecticut, are 40 to 50 years old or more on average. But I've looked at houses that are hundreds of years old. But I'd say even with the newer house, maintenance items are usually the biggest things that come up. And, things like caulking around windows or, little plumbing leaks or sink fixtures and things like that, loose outlets. These are just general things that kind of come up as a house gets older and sometimes need to be maintained. Often in older homes, we come across bigger things. Sometimes there are materials that are environmentally, unsound that we come across. Asbestos. There's some other types of older wiring that we come across that can be problematic in a home inspection that we usually call out. But yeah, there are a lot of different ones. Specifically, though, there's been a couple of things that I've come across that are really unique and interesting and that you don't see all the time. One example would be a home I looked at in Naugatuck, and I had been outside in the backyard, and I noticed there was a fenced-in area, but couldn't see really what it was. And as I went back to look at it, it turned out it was a swimming pool that had been built in the 1930s or 40s, and it was spring-fed. So there was an underground spring that fed the pool. Yeah. The walls were made from railroad ties, and I assume at one point they might have had like concrete or something over them to smooth them out. But the decking, the old railings, everything was still there, but it had been completely overgrown, and nature had kind of taken it over again. So it looked like a pond or a marsh. And that was a pretty cool thing, and that actually presented some unique issues.
I can imagine.
The homeowner probably would have to look into because, whether you'd want to keep that in the property could be questionable. But another one is something that I came across just this morning looking at a home in Bridgeport that had been semi not demolished, but they had broken it down to do some renovation, and a lot of the stud and interior walls were exposed, and there was extensive termite damage throughout the house and interior parts of the house that you would never see termite damage in a finished home. So that was a really unique opportunity to get a look in areas that we wouldn't normally see, but the extent of this termite damage was really, really remarkable. I had never seen anything like it.